Good morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Real in Real Estate. I'm Elie Morris. Here's what we talk about, what's really happening in the real estate market, not what you hear in the news. This is the real deal from someone who's in the field, seeing what's happening, and I could not be more excited. Got two great people on today, Stu and Janna Zonder, and I just can't wait to bring them on. First, we're going to go through our numbers, and then we'll bring on Stu and Janna. The numbers are not getting any better. Our inventory is still going down. We're still over a month's supply, but I know it's making it very frustrating for a lot of people. We have 3,270 single-family residents available, and we sold a little less than that, so about a month's supply. It's frustrating, folks. I know it's frustrating. I can only tell you, like I tell you every week, stick to it. Keep putting your offers in. Don't get too frustrated, and you'll find a good one. Rates are climbing a little bit, so I'd rather see you get in now than later. Average price per home, again, crept up, but it's creeping up slower and slower, which is good. It went up by 0.9% last month here in Las Vegas for an average home price of $410,000, which equates to a little less than 12% annually, which is a heck of a lot better than the 26% we saw last year. So we're glad that's slowing down a bit. And we still have about 600 plus condos and townhomes available, and there are 48 manufactured homes waiting for someone to make it their own. So, we're just hoping to see appreciation get down to the 4 to 6% level. And we're going in the right way in some areas where homes that have been staying on the market for 30 days or less has dropped from 89% to 79%. So there's a bit of a slow up, which will give a lot of you a little more of a chance to get in there and get your offer accepted. All right, here we go, man. I'm pumped up as can be about this. I've known Stu since 7th grade, and I had no idea back then what a talented guy he was musically. And I've known Janna for the last maybe 10, 12 years. About 10, maybe 12 years ago, I did a radio show about real estate on the internet. And Stu and Janna could not have been more help to me. I can't. They saved me. They helped me make the show the little bit of a success it was. And this was the opening that we had with Janna.
You're listening to the Realty Reality Show with Elie Morris. Ellie's the real deal in realty. So, are you ready to get real? Back to you, Elie. Really?
That was great. You remember that?
I haven't heard that in a while. That's good.
Long time.
You guys were great. I mean, you really did so much for me. So it's just great to have you on the show, both of you. I've enjoyed your music since I first discovered it back then. And, left of center, Carol and I still listen to it. We love it. Taking Liberties. And, of course, here we go. This was a video Stu and Janna put out probably 10, 12 years ago. And big hit on YouTube, Jewish Booty. Beta, give a little clip of that for everybody.
It's the sound.
Sounds missing.
I haven't seen that for a while.
Well, did you have any sound on it? We couldn't hear.
Yeah. The sound was
We
on.
didn't hear. Okay, great.
You just had. Did you see it at all?
Yeah.
We saw it,
Sure.
Yeah. The sound was on too. Yeah, it was great.
So a little too much for me, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, listen. Let's start out with you, Stu, and talk a little bit. Because I tell you, I always knew what a great athlete you were back in high school. Music, I had no idea. When did you get into music?
Well, I started playing when I was 12. My father bought me a new guitar for my bar mitzvah, which was quite generous, and took lessons for a few years, and then in high school played at the Oak Park High School Follies.
Oh,
you may or may not remember.
I do.
Backing up three different singers: Fran Gerwin, Sandy Levine, and Marsha Benkoff. And it was my big break, really, in the 11th grade. And Starting in college, I started playing professionally at bars around Ann Arbor and Detroit, and have played ever since. And Jan and I, we've been together 40 years, and
Wow.
I would say 38 of them we've been playing together and playing out in clubs, and now house concerts is our venue, and we have a blast. We just love playing.
Janna, what are
Yeah.
you the same thing, Janna? All your life you've been playing?
No, I met Stu, 40 years ago in an organization that I was involved with, and I just happened to mention to him that I was planning to take guitar lessons, and I had a teacher, and he said, "Oh, well, if you don't like your teacher, let me know because I teach guitar." And
Oh,
so I took
wow.
one lesson from the other guy, and ended up taking two lessons from Stu, and I never had to pay again because because we were together full time after that. So
That's
Right.
cool.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
went to him as a guitar teacher in my late 20s, early 30s,
30s. Yeah.
early 30s. Yeah,
About 30s.
but I
Yeah.
had always had a guitar. I had wanted to play. I'd always liked to sing. So before I came to him, I was playing a little bit.
Because you've been teaching guitar then a long time, Stu. I didn't realize that.
Yes. I started teaching at Strings and Things in Birmingham, Michigan when I was 20, and have taught all this time, although most of it was to friends and never for a living until about 12 years ago when I got laid off from JP Morgan Chase in the mortgage business. And, Jan and I had a heart to heart about what do I want to do? I was, 55 and time to make a decision. So I said, I want to teach guitar. And we did. And Jan introduced me to the concept of Skype, which changed everything for me. It was all of a sudden I could teach anywhere. And then it became Zoom over the during the virus. Zoom became very big, and it's I've done a lot of things, but I was never happy with the work I was doing until I started teaching music full time, and I've never been happier, more fulfilled, and made a lot of friends. And I work from home, and
He's taught students all over the world.
I have, yeah,
I've seen some of your students' videos you've sent out, and they're fantastic.
yeah,
They're unbelievable.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're very nice people, and a lot of them are very inspired people, inspired players and students, and it makes my heart so full when they, when you're teaching something, you see the light bulb go off in the person, and something clicks, and they move forward and they take like a quantum step, and it's like for me so exciting and so fun, and rewarding. So I can't imagine doing something else at this point for the rest of my working life. It's, I don't know what that might be, but it couldn't be as fun or rewarding as this. So
It's everybody's dream to
it
do
is.
what your passion is. I mean, not
It
many
is.
people can do that.
That's right. That's right. And when Stu added ukulele to the mix, he for a long time just taught guitar, but when he added ukulele, the number of students who were interested just really expanded because
Right.
ukulele is a real instrument and it appeals to very young and very old people, so you
Is
don't
it an
have to.
easier instrument to learn than the guitar?
Much, much. It's the learning curve is much faster.
Okay.
Okay, it's not easy to be a really good ukulele player, but it's pretty easy to be a beginner who can play songs almost immediately and have the fun of singing and playing first lesson. As opposed to guitar,
Wow.
there's some time where your fingers hurt and it's hard to make the chords at first, but not that's not true with ukulele. So it's really fun, really fun. A
Yeah.
lot of retired people, a lot of not just kids, a lot of 30s, 40s. Ukulele is huge, huge.
It's
And,
a great, great sound. And, it's
it's,
a sin to tell a lie. I never heard that song until I heard you play it. And I have a couple of versions I bought since. I love it. They're downloaded. But that's a uke. You play that in the uke too. And just the way you move
I
your
do
fingers and the
play it on
holes.
the uke. Yeah, I do.
How many different instruments do you play?
Well, I also play harmonica. I can play bass, although I wouldn't call myself a bass player. I can kind of fake it. And that's, I played drums once in a band, but a long time ago. And, mostly guitar is my main instrument. Ukulele is my main instrument too. And I've taken a job with a company called Flight Ukuleles out of Slovenia that I am a endorsed artist and teacher, which I'm very honored to be. And so that's a real nice relationship I have with them. It's a very assertive kind of company, just making their big mark in the United States at this time. They're big in Europe and Asia, and I'm very happy to be with them. And it's given me all kinds of opportunities also. So I'm having fun, man. This
That's
is
great, man. That's great.
yeah.
And Janna, you play the guitar and uke. Anything else you play? I know you sing beautifully.
Well, thank you. I for a while I played bass, electric bass, and I played saxophone for a little while.
Oh, wow.
A little piano, but what I play predominantly now is ukulele. I just love it. And I, just want to get better and better on it.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. While we're on the subject of Janna, let's take a minute and talk about what you've got going on with the book and the move. Tell everybody what's happening. That's exciting, man.
I got lots of good stuff going on. This is my book. It was published in I never know where to go.
Go right in front between the
There
two
it
of you,
is.
push it
Yeah,
forward.
there it is. Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It was published in 2013. The name of it is Magenta Rave, and it's a crime novel. It's a really fast-paced mystery crime thriller kind of novel, and it is about revenge. And I've gotten wonderful reviews on Amazon. It's on Amazon, and people can check it out if they want to. And coming up, we are in talks right now, very serious talks with a film production company who is really interested in turning it into a movie.
Wow.
So, I will participate in that. I'll be one of the screenwriters. And so, yeah, a lot of exciting things going on for us right now.
Yeah,
That's
huge. Really,
huge.
that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So-
That's a dream come true for sure.
Sure, no kidding, man. So you'll become a Hollywood, and you can then, once you're big in Hollywood, you can make your political statements because that's what we all do in Hollywood, right? Or they all do.
Magenta Rave is a political statement in its own way, I tell you. This is about female revenge against sex offenders. And
Ooh.
I think it was written a little before its time. And now that the Me Too movement has happened and people are openly talking about the anger that women feel about sexual assault, I think that, its time is now. It's got a lot of humor in it, too. You can't be too deadly serious with something like that. But yeah. And I'm working on I'm working on a sequel to it, and I've got some other things going. And I blog, and my blog is Janna, Janna Zonder.com. So if anybody wants to read any of my blog posts, they're there.
Janna Zonder. Say it again.
Janna Zonder, and Janna spelled with two N's. It's Janna Zonder, ZONDER.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Stu, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to take lessons?
Well, there's several ways, but my website is stuzonder.com. And on there is all my contact information. That would be the best way. And if you go to the website, you'll see videos of me playing and teaching and kind of explaining my philosophy of teaching. And there's a bunch of testimonials from other students. So my phone number is 470-219-9935. My email is stuzonder1@gmail.com or stuzonder.com for the website.
Good. And I'll put all that on the post after the show. I'll put everything up there so everyone can. Yeah. That is fantastic, man. That is really cool. Yeah, you're both just so talented. And how did the two of you meet? Now you're, Stu being from Detroit, and Janna, you're from from Georgia. Are you from Atlanta, Janna?
Just outside of Atlanta, yeah, west of Atlanta.
Well, what happened was, if I may, is that I came down to Atlanta to go to chiropractic school. So I thought in 1979. Well, I did. That's why I came down. And it took me a long time, but I finally got through it. But the real reason I came down, it became clear to me, was to meet Janna. And chiropractic school is kind of my vehicle or my excuse to get here to make that happen. Because I never practiced chiropractic, but I'm very happy to have come to school. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here now.
Where did you guys meet?
Well, I was up until that time, shortly before he moved here, I had been living in San Francisco, and I moved back to Georgia for, I'm not even sure why, except maybe to meet him.
Yep.
That's probably why. And I was working in an organization called the East West Center, and it was a holistic healing center. At the time, I was eating macrobiotically, and Stu was kind of interested in eating that way as well. So a lot of the chiropractic students would come to our community dinners where we'd serve macrobiotic meals and we'd have a guest speaker, we'd have workshops. And that's originally how we met,
Right.
through that organization. But we really got together when I started taking lessons from him. And we just clicked immediately. We're from the most, you couldn't imagine much more different backgrounds, but we think alike and we have very similar outlook on life and very similar sense of humor. And it just clicked immediately.
Jan grew up on an 80-acre farm 25 miles outside of Atlanta, and I grew up in Oak Park, which is not exactly farmland by the time we got there.
It might have been long before our time, but right.
We all had our little postage stamp backyard, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that's something else. Well, speaking of farmland, a couple of weeks ago, you posted about your football-sized yams that I thought, man, I want to run through the screen and grab. They were huge. Have you eaten some of them yet?
No, they're curing right now. It's a 6-week curing process for sweet potatoes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't know it either until we grew them. But we have a very large garden that we grow every year, and which is wonderful. And we got a nice little thing going on out here.
We do.
The Zonderosa, man. We're live from the Zonderosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, you're humorous. You guys are both very clever, witty, and you bring so much out, and it's just so exciting. You have anything? Are you ready to play a few tunes for us?
You know what? What I like to do, if I may, is most people who don't play ukulele don't really know how diverse you can make the ukulele. In playing different styles of music. Where am I here? All right. Where am I?
You're good. You centered well.
All right. Well, I just want to take a couple minutes to demonstrate that there's a lot of different styles of music you can play. For instance, if you want to play some blues, oh, come on, baby, don't you want to go back to that living life city, a sweet home Chicago? So there's that. There's also standards, like show tunes and Broadway songs that when the ukulele became popular in the 20s and 30s, that was popular music at the time. So that was the huge first wave of ukulele participation in America. So there's songs like "Pardon Me, Boy, Is That the Chattanooga Choo Choo?" Track 29. Or you can give me a shine. I come over. All that. Then there's classic rock, which is, there are a lot of classic rock songs that surprise people when you start playing them on the ukulele because they sound so realistic or
Play the pinball now.
You can also play, soul music. You can play flamenco music. You can play reggae music. I shot the sheriff. I did not shoot no deputy, right? I said, and then of course you can play metal if you want to. So it's not just Hawaiian music or folk music or um, down the way where the nights are gay. It's any kind of music, and that's what's important for people to understand when they start learning how to play. Is that anything goes? Anything you think, I've heard it many times. Well, that won't work on the ukulele, but it's almost always incorrect because anything works on
Right.
the ukulele.
It sounds that way. I mean, what a variety.
Yeah, yeah. So here's a little tune. Can I play something for you?
Sure.
Something like this. This is in honor of our Detroit Tigers. Yeah, let's go something
Okay.
like this.
Yay. That is, by the way, that's my favorite song of any song ever written. I love Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Beautiful. That
Yeah.
was great.
So that's a little sampler of different things that you can do on this instrument. So it's really so much fun. It was such a surprise to me how musical it really is because I had no idea that it was so diverse and fun and you could play so many things on it. I never gave it much thought until some friends of mine started playing and I said, oh, that looks like fun and it is. And it is. And my business doubled, which was a great
Wow. That's great.
a great.
Is guitar as versatile?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for sure. Absolutely. But I think it's understood that guitar is as versatile. But most people don't know the ukulele is so diverse as well.
yeah.
Until they play it a little more, because you don't hear all the stuff on the ukulele that much.
One
No.
really nice thing about ukulele is it's great for retired people and older people because, sometimes older people have arthritis or different hand issues and they can't hold really heavy instruments. And so it's very lightweight and small and only has 4 strings. So for retired people, it's a great
It
instrument
is.
to take
It
up.
is. And the enthusiasm around ukulele playing is incredible.
Yeah.
Really, I've never seen anything like it. It's almost a little cult-like in a good way. People are just so into it. It's
There's
really,
all kinds of clubs, ukulele clubs around
absolutely,
the country.
absolutely.
So it's a great way to have community too.
It's really something. Really beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds fantastic. I had no idea. I mean, other than you, I don't hear a lot of ukulele out there.
Right.
But I'm not looking for it. But I always
right.
loved the instrument. And you're right. I think about Down the Way Where the Nights Are Gay, and you don't think about all the variety that's out there.
Right, that's right. Can we do another one for you?
We would love it.
Good chat. You ready? Am I in tune here? Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You want to say something about this song?
Well, this is a song that came out of the Depression, and I think it was people's desire to lift their spirits and feel good and feel like tomorrow's things are going to get better. And it seems very appropriate for us right now, just coming out of the pandemic and everything. So
Great.
Go something like this. Yeah.
every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains those pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over town. Just be sure that your umbrella is upside down. Trade them for a basket of
That's beautiful. We got to get you a room out here in Las Vegas. You should be playing at some club somewhere. That was fabulous,
so.
Janna. Stu, you whistle as another. Your whistling is like another instrument. That was great. That was great. I can't thank you enough for taking the time and coming on, man. I mean, this was as good as it gets.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's our pleasure. Thank you for inviting us.
Very happy to be here, for sure.
It was great. Well, all right, listen, I guess we got to wrap up now. It's almost 11 o'clock. Anything else you want to pass out to everybody, or any final words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Yeah. Have as much fun as you can, as much of the time as you can. You heard it from Stu on your show. That's right.
There you go.
And don't worry. Worry does nothing. You heard that from Janna.
In the moment, baby.
I love it. I can't, no better ending than that. Thank you guys again. Thank everybody for tuning in. No, I know you enjoyed it. I loved it. And be safe and be smart out there, and take care of each other. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Al. Be well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.